Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Andrew. We're brothers. And this is the Daniel and Andrew Show,
where we give our opinions about movies and TV and sometimes video games and other stuff, and we give them awards sometimes. All right. So, Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I got my top hat on because we're ready for an award show here. Got big deal here. Looking like a penguin, so we're ready. But I never saw that show. I don't know if I heard it was good though. Do anything fun this week?
No, not so much. I've started going back to like the gym more, I don't know, furiously. I don't know, just more actually staying up to it.
That's good.
And just trying to eat less.
All right. The good old January, New Year, doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of happened like that because you wanted to go on a trip. And I mean, I'm not going to try to do that while I'm on a trip and we're eating at buffets and such. So,
yep. That's true. You know, that's true.
Just trying to get it back in the swing of being healthy.
That's always good. It's always good to be healthy. I mean, you can eat at a buffet and be healthy, but yes, it is harder. I will say that.
Oh yeah. Like we went to Texas Roadhouse. I looked up those rolls. They're like $2.50. Yeah. Just that's not without the cinnamon thing. That's also really good, right?
I know one thing: they taste good, and there's some in my belly right now because that's what we had for dinner today. And
that's what we had today.
Of those rolls.
They are $2.50 each.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah, that's
I had two of them, and it was like basically the same amount of calories as the meal that I ate there. Just two.
I definitely had more than two. It's good stuff. I like those.
They are really good. I'm not saying they are.
Dad, I was talking to Dad, and he was like, I think this place would go down if they got rid of this bread. And I think this place would not last if they got just like probably one of the main reasons people go there is that bread is so friggin' good. But yeah, it's like, not good for you. Those rolls are pretty bad for you.
When I go there, I need to tell them like, don't give us the bread because it's like it's too tantalizing when it's just sitting in front of you, right?
Yeah. I think they automatically give it. So you can just be like,
no, they do.
You gotta be like, hey, I don't want these. Yeah,
like you gotta tell the host, because they're the ones that give it to you.
Like, no, well, like the server's like, you guys want more bread, and I always say yes, but I should say no next time. But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. That would definitely win an award for sure. I mean, that's definitely one of the better fast food, or not fast food, but restaurant free bread. Like, there's a lot of restaurants that do free bread, but that's definitely one of the best.
Garden. That's my other one that I'm like, I always want their bread.
Yeah, the breadsticks are good, but they're not.
It's just whatever seasoning they use is what I really like about them. I don't.
Yeah, garlicky Parmesan.
Yeah.
My favorite, I think, is Red Lobster. Is those cheddar biscuits are.
Yeah, I just don't like biscuits, so
they
don't have a pull over me.
They're so like fluffy and they're like buttery and so good. Oh man, those are good. Yeah. Cheesecake Factory has some good bread, but I don't like Cheesecake Factory. Longhorn has the bread and butter. It's good stuff. I mean, lots of.
When you went today to Texas Roadhouse, did you order off the like early dine?
No.
I didn't know they had an early dining menu type of thing. But
We
they're only like
Dad
$12. That's a good deal.
Dad has gotten it one time, but I believe it was like the portions were really small.
It wasn't for here. I mean, it was the same. Basically, our server was like, yeah, it's essentially the same meal, just
maybe I'm thinking of
cheaper
somewhere
at the
else.
time of getting it.
Oh, we went to Cracker Barrel, and he got the lighter, the
Okay,
early
so
dine thing,
that.
and he got meatloaf. And dude, it was like this big, like the slice of meat. It was like if someone like took one of those. If you've ever seen these you can do a cheese cutter thing, and it's like just like a slice of cheese. That's what it looked like a thin slice of meatloaf cake. There, that's what it looked like.
Gotcha.
It was hilarious. He was so mad. But yeah, yeah, that's true. But no, I got they have a chicken sandwich on the menu, and I got it's a grilled chicken sandwich, so I get that because it's just I like their chicken there is good. And then
Yeah, I had the herb crusted chicken. That's what I had.
yeah, I would suggest you maybe if you, but I mean that has bread, so you might not like that or whatever. But the chicken sandwich is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to avoid. I'm sure what you had is good. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that. Yeah.
but I've got, I mean, and like I've gotten kind of tired of the same stuff there, so I've branched out, and that chicken sandwich is pretty good. So, but I mean, it's just a piece of chicken breast on a bun with
Yeah,
lettuce and
yeah.
stuff. It's like, nothing spectacular or anything. So, yeah. I haven't had Texas Roadhouse in a hot minute, so it was pretty good, but yeah, the bread is a problem. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into some stuff here. We got lots to talk about today. It's our 100th episode. Um, you remember what our very first episode was about, Andrew?
Like what review we did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Prey.
Prey. That's right. Prey was our first one that we talked about. And that was what, a couple years ago now, 2 years ago now, 22, 3 years ago, in the 2.5 years ago. Yeah, it's a long time.
It feels like we started this not that long ago, and then
Yeah,
obviously that's not the case. But
yeah. Well, we took one little break and stuff, and but we've done 100. This is our 100th. There, we've done 99 of these things are in the can. So yeah, we've been doing this quite some time now. To be honest, longer than I thought we were going to. So I'm happy that we're doing this, and we're gonna do our third annual Dandies here. So that's cool. We're gonna do our top tens. We got not a lot. I don't have any news to talk about because we got lots of stuff. I'm gonna talk about things that I saw because I wanted to make my list here. I saw some things. We're gonna do our awards. We'll do our top 10. Talk about some trailers. So got lots of stuff to talk about. All right. Did you see anything Did you see anything this week?
No, just been watching House.
Just watching House. All right, cool. Well, I saw quite a few things because I wanted to make my top 10 list, and I heard a lot of these movies were good. None of them made it onto my top 10, but one of them is my just outside the top 10.
Okay, so you're gonna keep that for then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I saw a few movies. This one will go on this year, obviously, but the first movie I saw was Inheritance. It was a very small movie. It was released by IFC, and it's about a girl who has a strained relationship with her father, and he shows up at her mother's funeral, to be like, I want to be your dad or whatever. Um, and it turns out that he was a spy, and she gets kind of roped into, uh, something's happening or whatever when he gets kidnapped. So this movie was definitely made for like 5 cents. I've never seen the lead girl before. And her dad is played by Reese Ifans, who was he was the Lizard in those Spider-Man things, and then he was also in Venom, that third Venom. He was the dad of the family, like the
hippie guy,
hippies. Yeah. He was the dad in that. So yeah, he was definitely the 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 famous person in the cast. And it's all filmed on an iPhone. So it's all like handheld kind of camera, like you're kind of first person almost the whole time. You're
supposed to be like a Cloverfield type of thing.
Kind of Cloverfield-esque, kind of. What's that one where it's like a first person shooter movie? Like Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
But it's not just first person. Like you see her face. It's just like very close. Like she's running away from people, and she's on a motorcycle, and you like see her like face right in front of her face. It's like a chase. It's very cheaply made. It was like, they're in exotic locales. They're in India and Korea and Egypt and stuff, but it's all like, they're in little shops and stuff like that. It's very, yeah. I mean, I thought the movie was okay. Unfortunately, I thought the story was pretty boring. It was basically if they made a Jason Bourne movie, but they don't show what is it called, the group. They don't show the people like talking aboard Treadstone. They don't show all those people. It's just them. She's just like trying to.
She's trying to get away.
Yeah, yeah. She's trying to grab this hard drive that has secrets on it or whatever, and help her dad out, I guess, or whatever. I thought the story was pretty lame, though. It was boring because they clearly didn't have that much money, so there wasn't a lot of like explosions or action or anything. She's just kind of like on the run the whole time. So I got kind of bored. So I mean, I would give it like a 5. It was pretty average movie. They tried to do something different with it because they clearly didn't have that much money. I appreciate the effort, but I was bored most of the time. And I thought the ending was really, really stupid. So, yeah. So there's that. And then I saw 3 of the movies that are nominated for Best Picture. So I saw Anora, which is the movie about the lady who is a stripper that ends up marrying the son of a Russian drug lord cartel mob boss guy. And it's just basically if it was real, like if that happened in real life, like it was like a realistic, the writing was very good. I felt like it's how people would actually react instead of very like movie Hollywoodness. It was all very realistic. The conversations they had were realistic, and everything went a little longer than you think it would go. I would say it was funny, like in just how like the interactions were funny. I think it was a little long. The plot wasn't very like dynamic, like big and complex. It was very simple, and I don't think it needed to be. It was like 2 hours and 10 minutes long, so it definitely didn't need to be that long. I think an hour hour 45, hour 50 probably would have been better. But they definitely made it more realistic. And you're following her, and you're kind of, it's definite. I mean, a lot of people probably have the problem that, she's a sex worker. That's probably people's number one problem. Are you, can you root for her or whatever? But it's just like basically their lives, a slice of their life there. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Do I think it was a great movie? No, but I think the writing was good, and I think the acting was good. But I don't know if the story is as interesting as like for Best Picture. I would give it like a 7. I enjoyed the movie, but I saw it with a friend of mine, and he was bored. He's like, that movie could have been an hour and 15 minutes. He thought the plot was stretched out too much. So, but yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good though. But yeah, there's a lot of nudity and sex and stuff in it, so it's definitely a hard R. But I think it was good enough and fun enough, and yeah, I think it's worth the time if people can get over the sex stuff, basically. Yeah. The next one that I saw was Nickel Boys. So this is definitely one of the smallest movies, probably the smallest movie of the 10, other than the Brazilian one, that was nominated. I thought this movie was really, really good. It's about, it mostly focuses on one character, but there's 2 boys, and they're in a reform school in the 60s, and they're black. So, there's definitely talks about racism and things like that, but nothing is very dwelled on too much that it's like hard to watch. I didn't find it to be like as emotional as they would want it to be. I thought the movie was well done, and this was another one that this one was like in first person the whole time, so you're either seeing from like literally their eye perspective, or like one of the other characters' perspectives, or like directly behind their head. So it was like first person the whole time. So I definitely liked that approach. And sometimes you'll see the same scene from the other character's perspective of one of the 2 boys. Like you see one character's perspective and then the other character's perspective almost right after. So you could see what the 2 characters looked like and stuff like that. I liked the movie, and it's apparently based on like a real school in the 60s that existed. But yeah, there's a lot of parts that are tough to get through, but I thought it was a good movie, an interesting story to tell. There's a little bit of a reveal in the movie that I didn't really care, or it like didn't change anything for me, but I thought the movie was good overall. I would give it like an 8. I definitely think it's worth the time. And now the one that the one that's nominated for Best Picture, that has 13 nominations, the most nominated movie this year, and one short of tying the record for most nominations for a movie, which is Emilia Perez. This movie was not good. It has a lot of criticism and a lot of controversy behind it. The director. So this movie is about a Mexican cartel leader who gets in contact with Zoe Saldana's character, who's a lawyer, um, because they want to transition to being a woman. Um, so it's a message movie that I think was nominated because they think that they're being woke in nominating it. I would be shocked if it won a bunch of Oscars. I think it'll just be nominated for a bunch of Oscars and not win a bunch of Oscars. Um, because I thought the writing was bad. A few of the actors were pretty bad. It's a musical. All of the music was bad. Like none of this, like Mufasa music was fantastic. Masterpiece music compared to the music in this. The singing was bad. Zoe Saldana can't sing. The trans actress can't sing. Selena Gomez is in this movie and barely sings, and the singing parts that they do give her are bad. I thought the plot wasn't particularly interesting. There was a few select good scenes in the movie, but yeah, and it's too long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, that movie was too long. There is a song about like having a sex change, and it's monotone and horrible. Yeah, it's bad. I would say, Andrew, you should just go on YouTube and check that scene out if you want a good laugh. It is so cringe. It's
okay.
It's like man to woman, woman to man. Like and I'm singing that, and it sounds stupid. That's how the actual notes are. It's like blah 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 blah. It's like monotone. Is horrible. I don't know. Yeah, I think they think the message is good, but I don't think any of them have actually like fully watched that movie.
Kind of sounds like in the Alkalite when they're all chanting. I can't remember what they were chanting, but like they're all one or something like that. I don't remember what they were chanting.
It
just sounds like they're trying to think that this is cool, but it's actually just super cringe.
Well,
like.
it's when you're making fun of like musical, like current, not classic musical theater, like current musical theater, where it's like interpretive dance and everything's all like herky jerky music and dance and stuff, and like you know like there's SNL sketches where they're like current like you know avant-garde theater performance. It's like literally those sketches where it's like this is my thing and this is supposed to mean something. That's what that movie was. And I'm going to spoil the end of Emilia Perez here, because this is the big end of this movie is horrible. So because this cartel leader has a sex change, they decide to say that they have died, and Selena Gomez plays the wife of the lead, or not the lead, the whatever, Amelia here. So Selena Gomez thought he was dead. So Selena Gomez finds out that the guy is now a woman, and then gets upset, and her new boyfriend takes Amelia and puts her in the trunk, and Selena Gomez is upset, and he has a gun, and they're driving on like the side of a cliff, and it's dark and stuff, and then they start fighting over the gun, and they drive off the cliff. Selena Gomez, the guy, and Amelia's in the trunk. It drives off the cliff, goes down the cliff, and then the car explodes. So they all die. Zoe Saldana goes to their kids and goes, "I'm going to take care of you now," and then the movie ends. So all that, and they die. Pretty much almost everyone dies.
So Shakespearean. What are you talking about? This is a great movie.
Yeah. Now I can see why someone might like this movie. And it definitely swings for the fences. But yeah, it was a slog to get through for sure. For that movie, I'm at like a 4 or a 3. I don't. If that wins Best Picture, that will by far be the worst Best Picture winner ever. And will be the people will
not be happy with it. Yeah,
not be happy with it. The director has never been to Mexico, did no research on Mexico, and it takes place in Mexico, most of it, and is about like Mexican traditions and stuff. Like almost none of the actors are actually Mexican. The director is French. Yeah. So yeah. It's just about, yeah. So not great.
I don't even see how this movie exists, but
I mean, it can exist. I mean, there's lots of bad movies that exist. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're saying it's a French director who didn't want to do any research, like how did the movie get made by these particular people?
From what I understand is he's made like movies that have been good in the past. So he's like, I guess, an international director that has some sort of prestige, but I've never heard of him. This movie won like the jury prize at Cannes, which is Cannes is like a famous film festival, and that's like the jury is like the critics prize or whatever. So
okay.
It won the musical comedy at the Golden Globes, which is like pretty much the international film critic award thing. I don't know. It's weird. The movie's not good. I don't think it's as bad as people were making it out to be, but it's not good either. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
I don't know. A 3 or 4 is pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like, I don't think it's the worst movie of the year, but it's not great either. I mean,
okay.
I'd rather watch Joker 2 for sure.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, that was a better musical. I'd rather watch Mufasa than that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Not great. Yeah, I certainly hope that doesn't win, but I think this will be one where the nominations came out and there was so much backlash to this movie. The trans actress has been saying all kinds of stuff, like really bad, like stupid stuff. So yeah, I would be shocked if it won a lot, if anything. I think it'll be a thing where it was doing well for nominations, but now that the voting is actually happening, I don't think it's going to do that well. So, yep. All right. That's everything that I've seen.
So cool.
All right. Let's get into trailers then. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into some trailers. You brought me a trailer this week. Let's talk about that first.
Well, what do you think? I mean, I think there's really only one thing to think about.
First of all, what's the trailer? What's the thing? What is it?
Astartes 2 is a
Astartes
Warhammer's show.
I thought it looked like a video game cutscene.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm not really that interested.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not getting Warhammer Plus, whatever the hell that is. So
I agree. Once I heard it was on something, is that worth it? Probably not. We'll see. Maybe
how much
they
is
have
it?
like a free week. It's like $7 or something. It's not expensive, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What price would let you get in? Like $1? Like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, like free.
Okay. Well, there's
$1-2.
There is others. It's not just that on their service. I guess they do a lot of stuff.
I guess I would probably wait until it's all out and then maybe get a month. $7 for a season isn't.
I didn't even think they were gonna drop this weekly. I figured.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I would figure. I just don't see it, but I have no idea. But on the trailer part, I mean, yeah, it's Warhammer. It looks like there's fighting, blood, pretty much anything you'd want from a Warhammer show. So, if you want a Warhammer show. I thought it looked pretty decent. Maybe I'll get a subscription. Maybe they have a free week or something, and then I'll check it out.
Yeah, maybe you can let me know. Maybe it's worthwhile watching.
I will say I really liked that one secret level episode. Yeah. I know you were like, I mean, it looked good and stuff, but I don't really care about Warhammer. I totally get that. But honestly, from what I've seen from that one episode, if that's anywhere close to that, I think I like the show.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I know. It's not, I know, it's not like really my thing. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe if I liked the game more, then I might be more on board. But I didn't really care.
True. I also think there's going to be that Henry Cavill Warhammer Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, part. Yeah. If they do a live action thing, I think I'll probably be more interested.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I could tell you, we're probably going to review that show. I don't see how we wouldn't, because
of course, if it ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been talking about it since long before.
Yeah,
they've actually started doing anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it.
Seems like it's been forever.
I'm gonna wait until it actually, happens. Then.
Yeah, I think they're like filming and stuff. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think
I've heard nothing about it since.
Unless they pull like,
and that's been over a year.
Batgirl. No, I'm pretty sure like it's happening. It's been happening. I'm pretty sure.
Alrighty. I'll wait for that trailer, and then we can talk about it.
All right. Next trailer. What do we
got? Next trailer. We are gonna talk about. Let's talk about things. Let's just get this one. Let's talk about White Lotus. I have never seen the other 2 seasons. I've heard only good things about it. We'll see how this 3rd season is. It only caught my eye because Walton Goggins is in it. I mean, kind of intriguing.
I didn't think it looked intriguing at all. I guess the premise of the show is different guests are at this hotel every
right.
season.
Yeah, it's like a mystery.
Yeah. Well, I don't have interest in this. I do think there's some good actors and actresses in the thing, and it's kind of seems what the theme is, but I don't know.
Yeah, every season it's a new cast of good actors and actresses.
It does seem like a show for you. This seems like that one movie with Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Knives Out.
Guy. Yeah. It's basically Knives Out, but as a show.
Yeah, I think each season has been a little different from what I understand. So I don't, but I've not seen any of it. So maybe I'll check it out. I mean, it's one of the most popular shows on TV. I mean, I've heard only good things about it. Maybe I'll check out the first season and see what I think. And maybe that'll actually get me interested in watching the next season and then the new season.
That's how watching a show goes. Yes.
No, don't lie to me. Anyway, yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, it's just another show in the old list there. I mean, I haven't watched the newest season of Only Murders in the Building, and that came out in the summer. So
I will say this year for TV, there were some pretty good shows. So unlike the movies, I don't think this year was that great for good movies, at least for me. But in TV shows, I mean, I was eating. So
I will say one thing. For movies, the problem this year was there was the good ones, and then there was a whole bunch of mediocre ones. Yes. And then I would say there wasn't as many just absolutely bad movies, but it's just there was just so much mid, and picking one mid movie over the other mid movie was the difficult part. You know what I mean?
That's pretty much what my list was. Yeah. So
to be honest, my top 10 I think is actually pretty good. I think I like all my top 10, and I had a lot of movies in my top 10 for most of the year that were I just have them in there because I enjoyed them. It was more later in the year where I got like when I was in June, I was like, ooh, it's kind of rough, but like later in the summer, I saw some smaller movies and stuff where I filled up my top 10 pretty nicely. I pushed out things like a Godzilla or whatever, things that were just like fun movies that I enjoyed. Definitely got some good movies.
Well, that's where our list differs, because I only put stuff that I actually liked and enjoyed. I don't, just because something is well acted doesn't mean I want it in my top 10, if that makes sense. I want to be entertained.
I will tell you, I've more moved towards if I'm entertained, if I'm engaged the whole time. If I'm looking at my phone the whole time, going, is this over yet? Is this over yet? It's not there.
Yeah.
No matter if it's well acted.
Like I don't seek out those movies that people say this is well acted.
Like I thought Anora was well acted. I thought Anora was well acted, but that's like 20 for me. So it's because it's based on my enjoyment factor, right? So, there you go.
All right, we got off topic there. What's the next trailer?
Speaking of TV, Paradise, which is going to be on Hulu. Actually, I think the first episode was yesterday or the day before. They literally put this trailer out like a week before it came out. So, but it intrigued me. So
I actually thought it looked a little intriguing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Sterling K. Brown's a good actor. James Marsden is the president. I think it looks kind of interesting. So, I think
I might give it a chance. We'll see how people say how good it is. But from what I saw, I mean, it didn't look bad. So,
right.
It does look like, I don't know if this should be a multi-season kind of thing.
It could be just like a one and done series type thing.
I'm much more interested in that approach than watching this type of show for several seasons and they have to come up with some new crazy idea.
Oh yeah. Probably. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of twist or whatever. Obviously, I think it probably will just be a miniseries. So yeah, like Sterling K. Brown works in the. He's a Secret Service, right?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, he is.
And the president gets killed, assassinated, and
he's the first on the scene. Yeah,
yeah, see what happened. Mystery. Well, I hope it's a mystery. I hope it's not just they tell you what it is and then you watch them like figure it out.
I'm pretty sure it's a mystery. I mean,
yeah, because
I'm sure you'll have the hints, and it'll be like the last episode will be explaining how those hints played out.
Right. Cool. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, so maybe I'll check that out as well.
Yeah, I mean, most of the trailers that you have me watch, I go in expecting to just turn it off and just kind of listen to it, sort of thing. But this actually intrigued me, so I think it's interesting. Yeah.
It's funny. All of these kind of have all these ones that I picked all kind of have like this mystery-ish element to them. So, figuring things out type thing. Ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Type shows, or movies. Let's talk about someone who is in White Lotus, season 1 and 2. Jennifer Coolidge, and she's in this trailer for Riff Raff.
Oh yeah, I thought those looked pretty good too.
Yeah, it's like a crime thriller comedy, dark comedy.
Yeah, I think this one I'm the most interested in of the trailers that we watched this
time. There's one that intrigues me the most, but it might not be because of interest, but yeah, which is going to be the last one we're going to talk about. But this one is interesting. I mean, I root for comedies. I like a lot of the people in the movie, except for Pete Davidson. But I think it looks pretty good. So it's like they work for the mafia or something?
Something like that. It wasn't really explained what they do.
Yeah. But
it seemed
crime.
like it was. Yeah.
Definitely crime.
But crime interacting with a very weird family, it seemed.
Right.
And I don't know. It looked funny, and it was scratching like the humor that I like. So.
Yeah. 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 We'll see how this is. This has very easily could be bad if it's not funny.
I agree. Yeah.
But lots of good actors in it. So, I mean, I'd be willing to give it a try. All right. So the last one we're going to talk about for trailers on the train here is Sinners. So we got our first full trailer for this movie. This is the Ryan Coogler directed, starring Michael B. Jordan, which of course Michael B. Jordan's in all of his movies. So we got more of a view of him and his twin there, played by him, and we got our confirmation that there's definitely vampires in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't realize there were vampires. I didn't know this was like a, I don't know, mystical, what do you want to call it, fiction type of thing. I thought it was just like bad people being bad or something in the original trailer.
Yeah. I don't know what you call it, fantasy, sci-fi, horror.
Yeah. I will say this actually made me more interested than what I thought it was before.
Yeah.
Not by like a large amount, but more interested.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out because Ryan Coogler has yet to make a movie that I haven't enjoyed or thought was well done. So yeah, I mean, he is worthy of my giving it a go from what he's made previously. So I mean, I'll probably see what the reviews are, and hopefully the reviews aren't absolutely terrible. But this movie could definitely go either way. This movie could just be really good and really well made, and the tone and stuff. I think if he takes it a little too serious, I think it might not work. I think he needs to have a little bit of awareness on that it's kind of ridiculous.
Well, based off the trailers, I think it looks very serious.
Yeah. So yeah. I saw one of the comments was Ryan Coogler is making a Blade movie before the MCU, which I thought was kind of funny.
Gotcha.
Killing vampires and stuff.
I mean, it is. Yeah, I see the connection. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I thought that was interesting. I don't know. I'll definitely check it out. I don't mind vampire stuff. Haley Steinfeld is gonna be a vampire there. We saw that, so she's good. I don't know. I'm down. We'll see how it is.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's all the trailers. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's do yes. Okay. So last year, me and my dad did a movie draft. We've pretty much already figured out that I have lost because Wicked would have to make like $400 million more for me to win, and it's only because he had Inside Out 2. So if I had that movie, or he didn't pick, I would have trounced him. I mean, just demolished him. But I didn't. I picked Garfield like a moron. Yeah. So
kids movie can carry. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
It seems you didn't learn your lesson. So
because first of all, so this year we are doing movie draft number 2, and this time Andrew decided to join our little challenge here.
I don't know if I'd say I decided. I was more coaxed into it by being asked about 1,000,000 times.
Hey, so this is fun, okay?
And I more of just showed up on the day and picked some stuff. I didn't, that was create a spreadsheet and calculate the wind of how it would affect the movies. So very low interest for me.
That was up to you. I also did not do any spreadsheets or do a bunch of analysis. So
sure, you did it.
I did not.
You just do that. You just do that in your regular time. You didn't do that specifically for this event.
Do not do that ever. But thank you. Now Andrew went with the strategy of picking every kids movie there is. Pretty much.
Well, that's all I was really left with. That's not totally true.
So,
but
we did a snake draft. Andrew had first pick, and his first pick was Zootopia 2.
Yes.
Now, I assumed whoever had first pick was going to pick Jurassic World. Oh, and Avatar is out of the picture. Nobody could draft it because we all know that's going to make like $2 billion. So, and that's just not fair. I assumed whoever had first pick would pick Jurassic World. And I had second pick and Dad had third pick. So I assumed someone was going to pick, you were going to pick Jurassic World, and I was going to get Zootopia 2. That was the only one I really wanted if I was going to get a kids movie, and you took it first. So I had Jurassic World. That's the only reason I don't have.
I purely did pick Jurassic World because I think it should never do well, because almost all of those movies have been pretty not great. But I don't know. Maybe I'll finally be right and it doesn't do great this time.
And you had all the opportunity in the world to pick something that wasn't a kids movie, and you always chose a kids movie, so that's not my fault or anything. And
well, once it came to my turn again, all of the ones that I was thinking of picking that weren't kids movies were taken off.
You picked Minecraft over Mission Impossible. You could have picked it, you didn't. So
there is no world where Minecraft doesn't do better than Mission Impossible. If I am wrong on that, I will take the biggest L of all time, and you can call me an idiot. But I don't think that's going to happen.
All right. So let's talk about this. Andrew, so we did 8 picks. Andrew's 8 are Zootopia 2, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, Minecraft, Elio, The Bad Guys 2, Karate Kid Legends, The Conjuring 4, The Smurfs, and we all have an alternate if something gets pushed out of the year. Andrew's alternate is Paddington 3. So pretty much all kids movies. And he could have picked live action, not kids movies, anytime, but he chose to.
I picked Conjuring, but that was the only one I actually regretted picking.
So. And Insidious just moved out of the year, so you're lucky it wasn't the Conjuring one that they moved. They moved the Insidious one. So
I wasn't scared.
Yeah. Well, you would have had Paddington.
Oh no, Paddington!
You would have moved in your other
make
kids
the
movie.
Same amount of money.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I have Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, Mission Impossible 8, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Captain America 4, whatever that's called, F1, Now You See Me 3, Freakier Friday, and my alt is Sinners. If one of those gets moved out, Dad has Wicked 2, Michael, which is a Michael Jackson biopic, Fantastic Four, Lilo and Stitch, Snow White, SpongeBob, Tron, Aries, and an untitled Paul Thomas Anderson directed film with Leonardo DiCaprio, and his alt is Mortal Kombat 2. So the only one I'd be worried about is getting moved out of his is that Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but his alt is Mortal Kombat 2, and that would probably make about the same as that movie. So, yeah. To me, unless Andrew, that Zootopia does like 2 billion, I'm not seeing a win for you, but I could be wrong. I
don't know what world you think Zootopia doesn't make, $1 billion easy.
It can make $1 billion, but I mean, all the Jurassic World movies have made $1 billion. So yeah, I mean, I think Zootopia 2 could do some damage for sure. I mean, Moana made $1 billion, so yeah. I mean, I think it'll do well, but I'm thinking your smaller movies are just not going to do as well as, to put you over the top. But you could have some sneak wins here. Elio could kill, or Minecraft could make Mario numbers. I mean, you have the options for sure. I'm not seeing the runway, so to speak, here.
No, it's there. When you lose, you'll understand.
That's fine.
It's okay. You'll make the same mistake twice.
I'm okay.
It's fine.
I'm okay with losing. I mean, and I picked this year based on what I'm interested in. I will see all the movies that I picked. Like actually wanting to go, not like I guess I'll go see it because we need to talk about something on the podcast. So
well, I can't pick based off of that because that's how I am about everything. So
I don't think that's true. I mean,
there was the only thing I didn't pick that I probably am interested is like Ballerina, just like I guess Tron, but I've seen nothing on it.
You Superman, not interested?
I mean, I like Superman. I hope it's good. I want superhero movies to be good, but based off of what I saw from the trailer, I'm not expecting too high, and I think that's the way to go into that movie.
Fantastic Four, Mission Impossible, not interested?
No, I'm interested in Mission Impossible.
And you could have picked that. You picked the other.
Any Yes, but I don't think it's gonna make more than what I picked.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon. No,
If
it's
I'm gonna play this, I'm trying to win. I'm not
no,
picking. If I picked what I liked, I would easily lose.
no.
Easily.
I'm not saying. I mean, I picked what I liked, but I mean, the stuff I'm more interested in were the lower things. Um, I didn't. I went. Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for me. The only one I really wanted was Wicked, and Dad picked it first of his picks, and I had to pick Jurassic World because they've all made a billion. Like, and you took Zootopia, so it was like, it was clear what my pick was. Because I can't just hand Dad a billion, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think I'm I'm happy. I had first choice of what I wanted, like my draft order, like, and I picked second. And it kind of worked out for me. Um, yeah, I mean, I didn't get anything that I'm like drastically worried about, like a Snow White or something, Um, so yeah,
Yeah. And I was picking kids movies, and I just was avoiding Snow White.
I mean, he got like Lilo and Stitch, the live action Lilo and Stitch, that could do well. We'll see.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to pick that one, but yeah, he took it. So.
Yeah, by the time a guy got back to you, he took that 10th. Yeah, I mean, you thought How to Train Your Dragon would do better than Lilo and Stitch live action, which I'm kind of feeling you on that because I think that could do well. Um, there was a lot of them. Yeah,
I'm hoping Minecraft, regardless of how bad the movie is, I'm hoping that thing puts up a billion.
you're hoping How to Train Your Dragon, Minecraft do a billion, and Zootopia does like 1.5 billion because that's what you need.
Nah.
And you're
Overestimating those other movies for sure. I know not Jurassic World, but you're hoping that like the Marvel movies are going to do well, and you're hoping.
I'm hoping my lowest movie does like 300 million. That's what I'm hoping. And like I'm hoping like F1 could be like a sneaker hit worldwide.
Yeah, no, I don't think that you picked the Captain America movie. I don't think that's going to do well.
I think the floor for that is
Yeah,
like
I
400
know, I
million.
know, I heard.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not high. I'm not saying it's going to make 700 million, which it could, but there's nothing
but
coming out.
you don't think like Elio's going to make 400? You don't
No, no,
think?
no. I think Elio will be a moderate hit, and that
I think it comes down to our top picks. That's why I was only wanting to do the top 5. I don't think these other smaller movies make that much of a difference.
there very easily could be a Barbie that no one expects, and it makes a lot of money. That's the thing.
I guess, but if there is a Barbie, like probably no one would have picked it anyways. So we'll see.
I would definitely think about it.
What movie that we have foreseen here on our list that you think could be a Barbie?
That like surprisingly makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
I think that F1 has a chance.
well,
Not
you're reaching for the
maybe
stars.
not
Then.
Barbie. Maybe not like 1.4 billion, but I think that could make like a lot of money.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought was thinking like 500 range, possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I mean that's pretty good for
yeah,
virtually.
but
you
picked it before me when it came to me. I almost was gonna pick it, but you picked it. But,
yeah, I mean,
so I agree with you, but it's not gonna be a Barbie. No way.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of like. I mean, I think depending on how good Superman is, it could go up or down dramatically. I think the Michael Jackson biopic, same thing, could go up and down dramatically based on how good the movie is. If the movie's really good, that could make $1 billion. If that's not very good, that could make 400 million. I still think it's going to do well because he's internationally beloved. Fantastic Four, if that movie's bad, Fantastic Four is done. I mean, they're not going to try it again. You know, yeah.
Who took the other? Did you take the other Marvel movie too?
Yeah, I have Thunderbolts and Captain because you took all the kid movies. So
no, I think the kids movie are going to do better than
you took Elio and the bad guys too. So yeah,
I legit think they're going to do better than the two Marvel movies.
And we'll see how the Karate Kid does. Who knows? Maybe that'll do well. I don't know.
It's Jackie.
It's Jackie. I mean, international. This is international box office, worldwide box office, not just America, the U.S., the domestic. So, it could go either way. But yeah, that's just how I'm feeling. But yeah, all right. So we did that. That was our movie draft, and we'll keep updated through the year here on that action. You ready to do some awards?
Yeah.
All right.
How do you want to start this?
So I think first we'll probably top 10 will be last, right?
Sure.
I think that's what we've done in the past. I think we'll start with the bad, right?
Okay. All right. Which bad do you want to talk about?
Let's do TV first. So what you got for worst TV show?
Okay, first of all, I'm going off of what I actually saw.
Understood.
And I picked What If.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I would say The Acolyte was worse than that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Honestly, I thought they were pretty equally bad, but I think you might be thinking What If was high on my standards or something. I thought that was pretty
I would
low.
say What If was kind of boring, but Acolyte was bad.
Yeah.
So that's
I forgot about Acolyte.
That's where I would give it.
I can easily agree.
I would notch the win on that for bad.
All right, I'll give it to you. Okay. Yes, Acolyte was pretty mind-numbingly bad. Yeah.
Okay. So worst. That was worst TV show. How about? Let's do this. How about best TV show? We could just do it right back to back here.
Where do I have that? I have a few. I know you don't like that. I can put, the best one in there. But I felt like this year was pretty good for TV shows. So what I have here is Shogun. Was that last year?
Yeah.
That wasn't last year, right?
Yep.
It was last year?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I meant like the prior year, so it's not. Okay. I have The Gentleman in there. I did really enjoy that show. I thought that was pretty good. I have Arcane, but I mean, you could consider that animated. I don't know if we wanted to include it or not.
Yeah, you can put any show.
Yeah, that's honestly probably my top show.
You said worst show was What If? So yes, we're counting animated in anything.
True. And then I have Fallout on here. Was that last year as well? Okay, pretty sure it was.
Yep.
If I had to give it to one, Arcane was easily my personal favorite. But I mean, probably Fallout and then Shogun and then Gentleman, if I had to order it. But what'd you have?
For best show, So I forgot
that was the category.
I forgot about Fallout, to be honest with you.
Wow.
And I liked Fallout.
Forgot about maybe your best show?
Yeah. I did. I think, man.
Well, what's the other one?
I liked The Gentleman. I also I watched the that show, Man on the Inside, the one with Ted Danson, the comedy.
Oh yeah, you did like that show, yeah.
I really liked that show. To be honest, I saw very little TV shows, like the big ones that people talked about. I didn't see Shogun because people watched it without me, and so I never got around to it because I don't
watch it with Dad.
He didn't want to watch it for some reason. He's weird about watching TV shows. He's like anti TV show unless it's like a game show or something for some reason. I mean, we watched Matlock. I thought was pretty good show. We haven't even finished the season, but because the season hasn't finished yet, but that's pretty good. Oh my gosh, that Echo show came out this year. Completely forgot. That was like the beginning of this year, last of 24. I mean, The Boys. The Boys was disappointing.
I thought it was good, but it didn't top these other shows. The only other one that might have gone on my list was Silo, but I haven't seen it yet. So.
Yeah, I think. I think I'll go with Fallout.
Okay.
I think I'll go with Fallout.
No, it was a good show.
You know what? No, I'll go with The Gentleman because I have Fallout for something else.
Oh, okay.
I'll go with The Gentleman.
Video game adaptation.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And most disappointed TV show for me was
it wasn't Alkalite. I just assumed it was Alkalite.
Most disappointed? No, I mean
most disappointed. Sorry. Go ahead.
Disappointed, not worst. Most disappointed TV show was What If.
Okay. I don't know if I put it most disappointed TV show.
Also, The Bear, the third season of The Bear was nowhere near as good as the first two seasons. But I think What If was like, I don't know.
I could see it.
Also, The Boys, it's losing steam for me pretty fast. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's not just that. I think it's just oversaturated with superhero stuff and like in general. So the genre itself is probably waning on you in that choice. But yeah, I understand.
I'd also say the spinoff to Young Sheldon was lame.
I mean, come on, that was to be expected.
But I mean, that show was good, the last show, so you'd think this could be good. It just was so lame.
It's just so cookie cutter. Like, there's so many cookie cutter those types of shows already.
I'm gonna go with that one. It's called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I'll go with that for disappointed show. Yeah. What's yours? Did you say?
I technically didn't pick one. You could easily put What If there as well for me.
Okay.
I had it as worse, so
yeah.
I clearly didn't think highly of it.
Yeah, Acolyte's definitely a worse show than I think, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, let's do our best video game adaptation. So this could be a movie or a TV show, just any video game thing.
You don't want to do like worst movie?
Worst movie, period.
Disappointed movie.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I think movies are kind of our bread and butter, so we'll save that till.
I'll save it for the end. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said video game.
Video game adaptation.
I had Arcane and Fallout here.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do. I think Fallout for me is it for sure. But I mean, I love Fallout, so it's pretty hard to beat that. And they nailed the feel the tone of Fallout. So,
I completely agree. I don't think it was like a 10 out of 10 like Arcane was for me. But I think Fallout has good bones for like the next season to be like a 10 out of 10.
And they're gonna go to New Vegas. So.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. They have the bones to pull
it,
something cool off.
That would that I won't forget if they're going to New Vegas and they do New Vegas justice. That will not be a forget about thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like I think season 2 can be way better than season 1.
Yeah, and they'll probably have more resources and stuff too with another season.
With how
it's like it's like one of the highest watched Amazon shows ever.
Yeah.
So
deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. Well, it was well done. I mean, Walton Goggins, and it makes total sense. I mean, they didn't have him that show.
You want to know what's crazy? That lady that is the main actress in Fallout. She's like one of the main actresses in Arcane. She plays Jinx.
Yeah, she's a working actress. I've seen her quite a bit.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm just saying she's like the video game queen, it seems.
Well, I guess so. Gonna take the crown from Jack Black there and all the video game stuff.
I mean, if we're talking good video game adaptations, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in more, but I don't mean they're good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, all the movie, I don't think there was a good video game movie this year that 24 at all, right?
No.
Borderlands bad.
If there was a good one, it would have been on my top 10 now. There wasn't a good one.
Was it just Borderlands? There had to be another game thing.
There was Borderlands last year, yes, but it wasn't good.
That's the only... Oh! Sorry. Okay. If I'm going to do a movie, it's Sonic 3.
Okay, if you want to count that one as like a best adaptation
of a movie, like a movie, best video game movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I think Fallout, I liked Fallout more than Sonic 3, but I thought Sonic 3 was solid.
I think I agree with that. I think Sonic is by far the best video game adaptation movie, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Like it is
based off a video game, from a video game.
Yeah, it is.
Movie, because I think Fallout is better. Totally, complete package, but it's very good.
I don't know. The thing with Sonic is like they just took Sonic and put him like in the real world. I know that's how it is like in the games and stuff too. So it's almost like not a video game adaptation. It's like, well, if Sonic was real, that's what it feels like to me. Whereas like Super Mario takes place, in the Mario world.
Yeah, but he's also has his own life, and then he goes to the Mushroom Kingdom. So it's
and that's why I didn't like that. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was other video game stuff, but I'm not remembering anything for some reason. Just Borderlands, Fallout, Arcane.
I don't know. If you want to count Dune, there are Dune games.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't count.
But it didn't go from game to movie.
Yeah, true. Really? There was nothing else? Huh. I mean, Secret Level. I mean, that's video game stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it was not the best.
Yeah.
And or the worst. Unless you want to rate it specifically off that last one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, let's talk about video games now that we talked about the adaptations of them. What's your worst game?
Worst game? What do I have here? I do think the two I have are interchangeable. I do have the other one as Disappointed, so I'll mention it there. I think the worst game, Suicide Squad. It could also easily be disappointing. No. I don't need to play games to know that they're the worst.
I would say
I watch so much game content.
Can you give me one that you played?
No, because I don't play bad games.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't. I do so much research before I purchase a game, so I know I'm not wasting my money. There's no way I would purchase the worst game. It's just it doesn't exist unless it was like on Game Pass.
All right.
Okay, what's the worst game that you bought?
I didn't buy it specifically, but I mean, Space Marine was boring.
You're just crazy. And yeah, you did buy it,
so, but I played it. So
yeah.
I mean, there's that one game Across the Obelisk that I downloaded but never played because it wouldn't play correctly. So there's that.
I guess. Again, you didn't buy it, but yeah.
You can get things for free and play it and not like it, and it can still be the worst game, you know.
I mean, that's fine for you.
Well, give me some games, Andrew. I don't play everything, and I don't remember everything. So you need to give me some things. You just told me.
I need to give you your worst game.
I need you to tell me some games. Tell me some games. I can't even remember. That's why it was hard for me because with this game, the worst game, because I don't even play that many games. And then your worst game was a game you didn't even play. So
I can tell you, if I played it, I would have hated it, and I would have hated myself for buying it. I'm sure it'll go into Game Pass, and then I can play it, and then I can hate it if that's your preferred.
Let's see. I could tell you NBA. Dad stopped playing it, so that was crap. Let's see what else. I don't. Yeah, most disappointed game. There wasn't really any games this year that I was actually like excited for that I actually played and sucked. There's usually something like that, but that didn't happen this year. So that's nice, I guess. I mean, because
you really haven't played much.
Like Dying Light 2 didn't come out last year. That was the year before. Because that would have definitely been my most disappointed game for sure. All right, well, I guess I'll just go without one. What do you got for most disappointed games?
Well, it is another game that I didn't play. Okay, but
great. What you got?
It is Dragon Age Veilguard. Easily, I was anticipating this game, and I was watching it every step of the way. Is this game going to be fun? I want it to be fun. I want to play another Dragon Age game. That is good. And from what I've seen, which is quite a bit, it just looks so bad. And I wish it wasn't.
That's too bad, because I was like, I asked you about that the other day. I was like,
yeah,
I know you like all those games, so
yeah. Unfortunately, when it comes to games, it can't be like a movie and you're just gonna love it regardless of how cringe or bad it can be. Like a game, if it's bad and not enjoyable, there's too much time put into it to have it be bad. So if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I don't know.
Dude, you didn't play anything this year. You played finals.
Well, speaking of finals, that's my number one game. That's my best game. Is the finals. Yeah, I by far played that the most. It technically came out in 2023 at the very end of the year. It came out in December of 23, but I'm gonna count that as 2024 game. That's the best game of.
If you want another disappointing game, that might be for you. Outlaws was also on my list because I wanted that to be good as well.
I didn't play it, but yeah. I mean, I liked. Did Jedi Survivor come out last year?
The prior year, yeah. Mm-hmm. It didn't come out this 2024. It came out 2023.
Oh, okay. So I can't count that. Yeah. So the finals is my best game, for sure. I liked the new Call of Duty was an improvement. The Black Ops, I think it definitely was an improvement. They didn't screw it up and they didn't go super futuristic or anything. It's just pretty much back to basics. Call it Black Ops that we like, zombies, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like we played smaller games, but they weren't anything to write home about. Um, yes,
Yeah.
I guess maybe I'll say Space Marine was my disappointed game because
if you want, sure, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it was fine.
I just like you were expecting what you got and what you like. If you expected it to be better, like there was nothing. They didn't hide anything. There was no surprise to that game. You knew what you were going to get, and you weren't interested. So I don't know how you could be disappointed in it. I guess you just wanted it to like wow you, even though you knew what it was.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah, you pretty much like went in to King Kong movie, and you were like, "Man, I wish this was better in some way."
I like the King Kong one, so it's not really fair.
Yeah, but you needed it to be even better than that.
Yeah. I mean, I looked up like best games of 24, and I didn't play any. A lot of them are freaking PlayStation, so
yeah.
So I can't even play a lot of them, unfortunately. So
I will say this year wasn't that great until it got to like the end of the year. I do think there are some games that you might really like Indiana Jones, but I'll never play it. So
I'll play it at some point. It's Bethesda game. I'll play it. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
So my best games, I have Space Marine in there.
Okay.
I have a game called Unicorn Overlord. I really liked that game. I know it's a really stupid title, but
that's a great title. You're talking about.
It's like an indie Fire Emblem-y type of game. Very few people like that type of game anyways. I am one of them. That was a great game. And then I think if I actually played it, which is a PlayStation game, would be Black Myth Wukong. Would probably be my number one game of the year. But I'm not paying $70. I'll wait for a sale. Yeah.
Not Astrobot or whatever the one.
No, I don't like platformers. I don't think you really like platformers either too much.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I think like for the Game Awards, there's lots of glazing that happens, and Sony is one of those people that just gets nominated and wins, even though I don't think their games are that great. Looking at Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh well, we don't get to decide. So.
Yep. How are the Game Awards? I thought they're fan awards or what? I don't even know.
It's mostly developers. Like the fan part is like 5%
percentage or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it basically makes no
fake award, fake fan award thing, just like a Teen Choice Awards or something. It's like they say it's fan, but it's just whatever they want.
Yeah, and they have a like best like a fan award thing, its own thing, and I'm pretty sure Black Myth Wukong won it. I don't know for sure though. I don't remember.
I have no dog in the race because I haven't played any of the games. I haven't even heard of some of those games. I heard I heard about that Balatro game, which is like a card game. I can't believe that's a game that people love, but
I mean that's probably a game you'd actually probably like. It's a phone game, but
it's on Xbox now. I just
saw I mean it's on everything. I'm just saying, like the type of game it is like meant to be a handheld, like solitaire type of thing.
It's poker based, from what I understand, and it's a roguelite. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Maybe I'll check it out. I mean, it's like $15 or something. So,
I mean, all card games are pretty much a roguelite.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's true.
Not card games aren't meant to be played for 45 hours. You know what I mean?
That's true. You make a good point.
Yeah.
I maybe I'm being unfair. That's true. All right. Yeah, so that's all video games there. Cool. Yeah, it's a weak year, I guess. In weak year for everything. That's what it sounds like to me.
I thought it was pretty weak for games. Yeah, I will say I have, other than movies, the only other thing I have is the best anime. I know you probably don't have one because you don't really watch any.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I watched anything new, really. Overlord, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you watch Slime,
but
I mean, there's no way the best anime this year. I think we both thought that this year's Slime was pretty mid.
Oh yeah.
But my best anime is actually Dan to Dan.
Nice.
That one I said you should watch.
I thought it
was really good.
It's got a great name. I will say that. Cool. I thought you were gonna say like the Jujutsu Kaisen or something.
I don't think that came out this year. Maybe it did. I don't know.
Demon
if
Slayer.
It did. Well, you haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil anything.
You don't have to. Just say if it's good or not. It's not hard to not spoil things.
So it's good. It is good. It's good when it gets like the very last episode. There was only like 8 episodes, and it's just setting things up. It's like, it's not that it's bad, but it's not. They are setting up for those movies, and I'm telling you, those movies are going to be so hype. Probably the best anime movies of all time. That's how good those movies look for what they've set up.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about. We were talking about anime. Let's get into some film awards here. Best animated film.
Is ours the same?
Doubt it.
Oh. So you saw something weird then?
I did see something weird, and it was good. And I think you should check it out.
Oh, okay. I have Wild Robot, but honestly, I'm more interested in what you're about to tell me.
Wild Robot is my second. Would be my second. Would be my choice if I hadn't seen this movie. Now, technically, this movie came out last year, but it did not get a wide release in the U.S. And I do wide releases in the U.S. in 2024 in the year to make it onto my list for the year.
Okay.
So best animated film is called Robot Dreams. My 2 animated films were both the top 2 animated films were both robots. Lead is a robot. So Robot Dreams, it's almost completely silent film. It's not it like there's music and sound effects and stuff, but
you don't even have to tell me about it. I will watch it blindly if you say it's good.
Robot Dreams, very good movie. You would like it. The revolves around a song, and the song is great.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds good.
The song is great, and I think you'll like the movie. But yeah, it's I believe it's like a Spanish film or something. So they don't speak any language. It's they're
silent,
robots and stuff. So yeah, good movie, worth your time. So that's my best animated film. But yes, Wild Robot would be my next, and then Inside Out 2 is also good. Cool. All right. So let's see. Let's do best comic book film.
I mean, I have Deadpool.
Right? Yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine. Yeah,
I think that's easy.
Yeah. If I expanded it out to anything comic book, would you have something else?
No.
Yeah, I don't think any of the TV shows were.
I don't know, maybe Penguin, but I really doubt it. Even if it was the most glorious TV show of all time, I really doubt it could be Deadpool.
I know people liked Agatha. Never saw it. People liked what's the X-Men 97.
That's true. Still not better than Deadpool. I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I think there was like a Hellboy show.
There's I did see that. Yeah,
you know, it's definitely not. It's definitely not Venom or Craven or Madam Web.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Deadpool Wolverine, but
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, there was definitely some stuff, different stuff. So, um, a little bit of a side note, I saw that a guy that you like, Angry Joe, he did his review on the Skeleton Crew and he gave it an 8. That's pretty good.
Wow.
So I might check that out because everyone that I seen reviews from that I have seen the show say it's pretty good. So I'll probably check that out.
I just don't know if I'm interested in kids and Star Wars, but
I know, but
maybe it'll prove me wrong.
I think it's fun. I think that's what people are liking about it. It's like actual fun Star Wars. It's not just like all blah Star Wars.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So animated film, comic book film, best action film or the Andrew Award is what I called it last year, and that's what I'm going to continue to call it.
Wait, before we go on, maybe we can do a really late review on the Star Wars one if we have like a nothing week.
Yeah. I mean,
we can continue, but yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page on that.
Yeah. Best action, which is the Andrew Award.
I mean, I have Deadpool for that as well. I said I was between two things, but really not too much between it. It was Furiosa was my second.
Well, if we're counting Furiosa, I'd also count Dune. I mean, there's action in that. I mean, there's fighting and war and things like that.
I'm not saying that Dune is bad in any way. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, we're talking straight, we're grading the action. I thought the action in Furiosa was better than the action in Dune. But do I think Furiosa is a better movie than Dune? No. No way.
Yeah. Weak year for action. I mean, there was a lot of like smaller action movies, but they were all pretty weak.
Yeah, I also didn't see a lot of those. I didn't see I think there was like Monkey Man and I don't know if you want to consider Crow. I didn't see a lot of those ones.
I didn't see Crow. Monkey Man was good. But I mean, yeah. I mean it's Deadpool and Wolverine, but I don't want to just say Deadpool Wolverine for a bunch of stuff. I mean, I liked Godzilla and Kong had a lot of action.
I get that.
Big monster action. I mean, Dune. I mean, Bad Boys was fun. Hey, I liked that Rebel Ridge movie. That was a good movie.
Yeah, but I don't think it was best action.
I Wolves. I liked Wolves. Did you ever check that one out?
I didn't. I will. I
like that movie. Yeah. I mean, it's Deadpool Wolverine, but just I like to give it to something else, but nothing was even like really that great.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
We'll have better options this year, for sure.
Yes,
lots of action this year. So, best musical comedy or the Daniel Award here. I mean, it's Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. Yeah, this is a Daniel Award, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I actually laughed at Sonic quite a bit. So if I was going to do like comedy,
that's mine.
Yeah. I would go with
that's
Sonic.
My favorite.
If I'm going to go comedy, I would definitely go that. But musical for sure is Wicked.
Yeah. Well, I thought I don't have any, unless you're counting Deadpool. I don't have any comedies on like my top 10. So I just don't. I don't think there was like any comedy this year that was good. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll watch it.
I mean, I don't have. There's no straight comedies. It's only things that are comedic. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
well, you can't really consider those comedies though. Then they're like
Well,
dramedies or something like that.
I mean, like Deadpool and Wolverine is, I mean, that's a comedy, but it's an action movie, comic book, superhero movie too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Thelma was a good movie. That's a comedy. It's
I don't know what that is.
she's a older woman and she gets scammed out of money. Where they call and they scam out of money or whatever, and then she goes and gets it back. And it's a comedy. Her and Richard Roundtree, who is Shaft, the original Shaft, and they're hijinks. That's a good movie. I'll talk about it later, but that movie is definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
And this guy, Fred Heckinger, plays her son, and I've seen him a whole bunch this year.
What is the movie called again?
Thelma. THELMA.
I think I watched the trailer for this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't too interested, but maybe I'll give it a try.
I would definitely give it a shot. I think you'd like it. Fred Heckinger plays her grandson, and he was one of the emperors in Gladiator 2. He's the brother in Craven. Like, he had quite the year. He's also in Nickel Boys. I was like, man, this guy was working this year. I've seen that guy a whole bunch, and I had never seen him at all until this year.
Okay.
So yeah. He's definitely a good actor. I think he's definitely someone to watch out for sure. So if I would go, I mean, that is a comedy. So I would probably, if I would go straight comedy, that's probably it. And I think
even over Sonic.
Yeah, I have it higher than Sonic on my list for the.
Just want to be Sonic is still definitely mine.
It was a movie I saw in the middle of the summer, and when I didn't have like a ton of really good movies on my on my watch list this year. So I think it's worth a watch. I think it's like one of those ones where it's just like really nice and light, and you enjoy it. The whole story, it doesn't get boring, and everyone does a good job. Definitely a fun watch. And June Squibb is the lead, and she's great. So, yeah. I think that's all the genre ones I got here. Right? Yes. So let's do Best Actor and Actress.
Before we continue, there was a TV show that I watched that I just thought of that I was like, wow, that was kind of surprisingly good. I don't remember the name, so you're going to have to help me figure it out.
All right.
It has Veronica Mars in it. I'm blanking on her name. She's the lead, Frozen lady. And she's like dating a rabbi. That's like the premise of the show.
It's Kristen Bell. Nobody wants this, right?
That's what it is.
I think it's called that. Like, we don't want this, or nobody wants this.
I don't know.
This shouldn't happen, or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's where they're not. Shouldn't be dating or something.
I didn't want to watch this show. Laura kept asking me to watch it and drug me down, and then I ended up enjoying it.
I believe that got a renewal, a season 2, like immediately. Like people liked it for sure. I think it's called like Nobody Wants This or something like that. It's something along those lines.
Yeah,
I think I might be correct on that. And I never saw the show. I saw the pictures and stuff. That's about it.
I figure I'd mention it. Maybe you like it. I don't know.
That's a Netflix or something show.
Yeah, it is
romance.
Netflix, yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
Cool. Basically tailored for me not to like it, and I liked it.
You like her.
I do like her, yeah.
You'll give it a pass. If you like,
it's the only reason I even bought into the show.
There's actresses that Andrew will give a pass to, or at least try it. Angelina Jolie, Rachel McAdams, Kristen Bell. There's people he likes, and he'll give it a shot. If it was,
that's everyone. No, that's everyone. It's not just like a me thing. Not those specific people, but there's plenty of people that you do like regardless, especially like director. Oh, I love this director so much. This movie must be good. You do that too.
Damien Chazelle made Whiplash, which is like one of, if not my favorite movie, and La La Land, which is a fantastic film. And I heard Babylon was dog doo-doo, and I never saw it. And that's Damien Chazelle. So you're wrong, but that's okay. It's okay to be wrong. But I heard that show was good, but you also do like her, and that's okay.
You do the same thing.
Not always.
It's okay.
That's fine. Cool. I'm glad you liked it. Okay. Anything else before we continue?
You can do the what we're doing.
We're gonna do best actor.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to this one, I just don't super care.
All right. Well, the Oscar nominations came out, and
this is where I don't care. But
I have what I would nominate for my 5 nominations for Best Actor.
Oh my God! Okay, let's just make this 1,000 years long.
My 5 would be Colman Domingo for Sing Sing, Jesse Eisenberg for A Real Pain, Timothy Chalamet for Dune 2, not A Complete Unknown, Hugh Jackman for Deadpool and Wolverine, and Keith Kupferer for Ghostlight. And my winner would be Keith Kupferer for Ghostlight. This guy had
man.
This guy I had never seen before, and I thought he was amazing in that movie. And I thought that movie was great. Okay. So that would be my choice for Best Actor. What about you?
For Best Actor, I also had Timothée. And the other one I had was Jim Carrey. Because that movie doesn't work without him.
That's an award that we could think about doing a like an MVP of a movie.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
He was definitely the MVP of that movie. Yes, I agree. And I that also has like kind of the same vibe as for my actress. So.
Oh, okay. Well, so for my best actresses, I know we're gonna have a different for the winner, but so my 5 would be Zendaya for Dune 2, Mikey Madison for Anora, who's the lead, who's Anora, June Squibb for Thelma, Ariana Grande for Wicked, and Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Because they're both leads. I mean, they're both in it just as much as each other. The Oscars have them separated into actress and supporting actress, but they're in it just as much as each other. They're definitely lead, both of them. My winner is June Squibb for Thelma. I think that movie is all her. That movie, pretty much, and she's good in it. And you root for her, and you like her a lot, and you want her to get justice. Who's yours?
Well, I also had Zendaya in there, although I'm not saying they did a bad job, but I don't know. I think it's like an ensemble type of movie.
To be honest, I think she's kind of the MVP of that second movie.
Yeah. Well, I also like that movie a lot more because I finally got what I was promised in the first one. So
yeah, sure.
The other one that was like the MVP, I felt like was Ariana Grande.
Yep, that's what I thought you were going to say. Yeah. Who's your winner?
Yeah. I would probably give it to Ariana Grande just because I was surprised that I liked her as much as I did.
Yeah.
And kind of saved that movie for me. If she wasn't in it,
she didn't save the movie for me, but
I know that's not the case. For me, she was the only interesting part of that movie.
I absolutely was suspicious of the casting choice, and she definitely proved me wrong. Yeah, she definitely earned it. Yeah, I think she should win the Oscar for supporting actress. I mean, for sure. She might not, but I think she should, because she definitely nailed that. I mean, she's just kind of doing Kristen Chenoweth and Elle Woods from Legally Blonde mixed together. But yeah. I mean, she did a good job.
You know,
she's great in it. I mean, and she can sing. I mean,
she's doing like a Sharpay.
Yep, that's yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking more like Elle Woods, because she's like still smart, like actually smart, you know.
Yeah, no, yeah,
but yeah, definitely. That's in line. It's in line for sure. Yeah, I think she did a really good job. Wicked's a good movie, and we will definitely talk about it. Cool. So let's talk. Let's do our worst movie, and then we'll get into the bests in our top 10s.
Borderlands.
Your worst movie is Borderlands?
Yeah.
We
also have a Disappointed as well. I don't know if you.
Oh yes, we do. Let's do Disappointed. Argyle.
That's fair.
I mean, I had high expectations for that. Yeah, Argyle definitely it. I mean, he made Kick-Ass and Kingsman, and then he made that. I mean,
yeah, I think you like the Kingsman movies more than me, at least the latter two.
I mean, the first one alone, he should be able to make this movie good. I mean, Henry Cavill, Bryan Cranston, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is a pretty star-studded cast.
Like, and they're all good, and like he can write good stuff. He did the X-Men First Class. Like, there's really no reason why this should have been like not A+. Yeah. Or at least
I agree with you. I might change mine. The first thing that came to mind for me was Gladiator. I've just been dying for like an epic movie, you know, like a Lord of the Rings like big battles type of movie.
Yeah.
And it's just gone. Yeah. They're gone.
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore.
Because they're not good most of the time, unfortunately.
No, that's not true. There are good
recently.
ones. Yes, recently, yes. Yeah, and they're not making good ones. You know, I love Troy. I love Lord of the Rings. I don't know, I'm trying to think of some other ones, you know, even like Braveheart or something.
Yeah.
Like, they don't exist anymore. It's sad. I wanted Gladiator to be good for that reason, but every sign of that movie made it look bad, unfortunately, and then it was bad. Yeah. So, sad life for me, but that's disappointed movie for me.
I mean,
I don't know. I agree with the Argyle choice too.
I have to go with something I was anticipating. I had no anticipation for Gladiator.
You're right. That's why I think I agree with you. I think Argyle was also kind of, you know, pooped the bed there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there was literally a part where she ice skated on oil or something.
To be honest, so I think the movie was fine until like the third act. That third act is just really hard to get through.
Yeah, it was really long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Sad life.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, and I gotta go. The word is disappointed, and yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh well. Yeah. So worst movie is difficult because I mean Borderlands wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't like.
No, I thought it was pretty freaking bad.
Yeah, it was fine.
What's your worst? What's worse than this?
I thought Garfield was worse. I thought the Ghostbusters movie was worse. But I'm gonna go with My Spy 2, The Eternal City, which is an Amazon movie. It was a sequel. It's the one with Batista, and like he has a adopted daughter or whatever.
Yeah, that other one that he made was no Walk in the Park either. That was quite poop.
Oh, I thought that was way better, and
I'm sure it was.
I had a good time with that movie. I like that. I like that movie a lot more.
Honestly, I forgot about that Ghostbusters. That was some straight filth.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad.
That was grimy. Yeah, that was dumpster diving.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like Borderlands, but we had to review that, and yeah, that was rough.
I think I'd rather watch Borderlands over the Ghostbuster movie again.
I wouldn't want to watch either, but yeah,
I do. Of course,
I guess if I had a gun pointed to my head, I'd probably pick the Borderlands. But I see your point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's horrible. That's a bad choice. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, I mean, my worst, the one on the bottom of my list is the Book of Clarence. I walked out of the movie because I was bored. But I can't say it's the worst movie because it's not, like I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was just so boring. Yeah. Cool.
An expendable situation, you'd say.
Yeah, but Expendables was just bad. Like it didn't even try to be good. That movie was like they went, "You're gonna eat this crap that we feed."
I'm still mad that I had to watch the whole thing and you didn't.
Sorry, that movie was the theater was hot too. The air conditioner was working and it was hot.
All I'm saying, I still got one walkout in the holster whenever I watch.
That's fine. If you think a movie is so unbelievably bad and the air conditioning in the theater isn't working, so you're sweating your balls off, I'm happy to let you leave it.
If it was like an air conditioning thing, I would have just went and saw it somewhere else.
But the thing is also,
I would have asked for my money back, and then I would have.
The thing is also, I work at a movie theater, and I saw the back half, like a good chunk of the back half of the movie, and I didn't miss anything good. So,
fine.
To be fair, that movie sucks, but holes. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. Let's get into the top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you? One more award. The Still Worth It award. Good film, not in your top 10. So basically an honorable mention, but I like.
Yeah, I hadn't made those. Yeah.
All right, what you got?
For me, basically, this is just like didn't make it in my top 10. Essentially, I have Wicked here, and I think I have Wolves here as well. I do think that movie would go into my top 10, but I didn't see it, so that's why I put it in.
Yeah. Okay.
Wicked as my honorable.
Wicked's your Still Worth It movie. Okay.
Honestly, I still think Wicked could have gone in my top 10. It could have. I could take something out and I wouldn't feel bad.
Well, I'm curious to hear what your 10 and 9 and stuff are then.
I mean, you know what my 10 looks like. It's usually action stuff, and then action was pretty piss poor this year.
So if your Wicked can't get in there and your action's piss poor, I'm worried. So I'm going to say, okay, I talked about Nickel Boys already. I really like that movie. That is actually my 11th movie, but I'm going to say my Still Worth It movie is my number 12, which is A Quiet Place, a day one. I really enjoyed that movie, and it was in my top 10 for a lot of the year.
Just watch the other two, you big old baby.
Not worth it.
God, what do you mean? My 12th movie of the year? Is it worth it to watch another one in the series?
I don't want to watch the other ones. I don't want to see Emily Blunt. I don't care.
Oh, you're biased when it comes to a person in a movie?
I'm biased against them.
What? Oh, so it's different?
It's different. Really. You will see it, whatever.
Whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. I thought that was a good movie. I liked the story. I liked it. So it's good.
Go watch our review on that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that movie. Yeah, cool. All right. I'll give a couple more shout outs. Flow, that's an animated movie, was pretty good. Alien Romulus was good. And I liked that Rebel Ridge movie. Thought that was a good movie. And I have a good feeling about him being Green Lantern. They're talking about recasting T'Challa because the kid is gonna grow up or whatever. He would have been a good Black Panther, but he's already gonna be Green Lantern, so I don't think he'll be Black Panther. But he would have definitely been on my list if I was casting a Black Panther for sure because he's good. Yeah. So those are some good movies. All right. So let's hit me with your number 10, Andrew.
I have Here.
Here?
My number 10. Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I feel like it's pretty interchangeable. Pretty much after my 5, I'm like, I guess this can go in my top 10 pretty much. And I feel like that's what it was almost every year we've done this. So,
let's see. Here is 24 on my list of 59.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't even think it was like that great of a movie. So,
yeah. I mean,
that's like the only one where it's like about the acting type of movie that I even have.
Yeah, I think 10. They did a good job with it, but yeah, definitely isn't in my top 10 and wouldn't be in my top 10. But I liked it. Not a bad movie.
Yeah. I'm fine if you want to put Wicked there. Honestly, like doesn't.
Okay.
I might have had more enjoyment watching Wicked than Here.
Well, that's up to you.
But you ask me a week from now, I might say the other way.
All right. Well, I'll just write down your number 10 is Wicked because you said it. So,
okay.
Number 10 is Wicked. My number 10 is Sing Sing. It's a movie about inmates in Sing Sing prison. It's based on a true story, and one of the inmates starts a theater program to rehabilitate the people that are in the jail, in the prison. So the transformative power of the theater. Really good movie, really good acting.
Blow my brains out. Yeah, I remember you talking about this one.
It's a good movie.
I remember you talking about it before it came out. I remember you talking about it after, and now I still have to hear about it, and I will never watch it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth the time. And all the movies that in my top 10 are at least an 8 for me. So
well, that's good. Mine definitely aren't. So
yeah,
glad you had more movies you enjoyed this year.
Yeah. What's your number 9?
Rebel Ridge.
Nice. Rebel Ridge. That is number 19 on my list.
Yeah, we've talked about it a few times. I don't want to go too deep in. It's on Netflix, free. Well, it's not free, but
yeah,
it was a decent movie.
Yeah, definitely. Don Johnson did a good job in that movie as the bad guy. I liked all the side characters. That was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and that's a movie you told me about. So that's a win. And it was Netflix. So there you go. Cool. All right. My number 9 is A Real Pain. I didn't have it. It was outside my top 10, but I moved it into my top 10 when I was reevaluating. And I watched stuff about the movie and just people talking like kind of, reviewing and analyzing. And when I reevaluated how I felt after watching the movie, I really enjoyed the movie. And it talks about heavy things like the Holocaust, but still it wasn't like a hard to watch movie. It was a easy to watch movie, and I just liked the acting in it was good. So yeah, A Real Pain is my number 9. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is the Gentleman Warfare movie. I'm forgetting the full title. That's just what I wrote down. The Henry Cavill one.
Really? Okay. Ministry.
Yeah, I know you didn't think highly of the movie. In my opinion, I don't think it's that high either. I still enjoyed
Ministry
it.
of Ungentlemanly Warfare. You thought that was better than Rebel Ridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like war movies. I don't generally.
I have 59 movies on my list. I had that at 53.
Yeah, no, I know you didn't think highly of it. Yeah.
I thought it was really boring. The only good part was the action, and that's it.
Well, that's why it's there.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. My number 8 is Thelma. I liked that movie. I thought that movie was good. I've already talked about it today. But yeah, I think everybody does a good job. I think I watched several things about old people and how people act with and interact with old people, and talks about getting old and stuff. And I liked that TV show and the movie Thelma. So it was a good year for stuff about that. But I enjoyed that movie, and I think it's worth a watch. Yeah. So.
Okay.
What is your number 7?
I have Wild Robot here on my number 7.
All right. I have that higher.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was easily the best kids movie. Well, not the best kids movie. I take that back, but I thought it was pretty decent. I don't have it like super high. I think I only rated it actually like a 7 when I reviewed it, and I still think it's there. But I do think it was better than the others on my list.
Yeah, I have it as an 8. I'm not seeing what the kids movie is that's better than that. But
I guess we'll talk about it when we get to it.
I mean, you gave this your best animated film, so I don't know what the other one is, I guess. Or maybe I do actually.
I think you should know it. Yeah.
Well, that's your number 7, but it's my number higher number, so I'll talk about it. We can talk about it more when we get there.
Sure.
My number 7 is Inside Out 2.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the first movie, and I think they did a really good job with this one. I like the first movie more, but I thought this movie was good. I think it was like an 8. Yeah, I mean, it made a whole lot of money, and it was because it was a good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could make that one my number 10. Honestly, I don't know. I was not big on the first one. I thought this one was a lot better. So,
alrighty. Okay, what's your number 6?
My number 6. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think this was a January movie. I put Beekeeper.
Yeah, Beekeeper did come out this year, or 24. Beekeeper, yeah. I have that at 52. It's just a generic action movie.
You're completely right, but it was funny and it like hit. I don't know, it just hit the right humor for me, even though it's completely dumb and stupid. Well, I completely agree.
Statham is making another movie with the same director this year, A Working Man. So we'll be watching.
I am interested in that movie. Yes.
I'll be ready for that to be number 1 on your list for this year. So that's cool.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
I'm glad you like it. I've never seen anyone put that on a top 10 list this year of anybody I've watched. So
yeah, fair enough.
That's definitely
I understand their position on that.
That's a you pick for sure. Cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't hate the movie. That was number 1 in January of last year because that was like the only movie I'd seen of the year.
Fair.
So it was number 1 on my list at some point. So I will say that's to give you some, to be fair. Yeah. Okay. Andrew's number 6 is The Beekeeper. My number 6 is Dune. Is Dune Part 2. That's my number 6.
Oh, yeah. That was my 45th movie I rated out of 100 movies. I mean, it was pretty decent. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I mean, you can't tell me that
Dune... If you didn't know, that is a lie. No, yeah, it was a lie. I'm just a joke, yes.
You can't tell me that Dune isn't better than The Friggin' Beekeeper.
I will tell you it's higher on my list, so we can talk about it later.
All right, we'll talk about it later. Now let's talk about your number 5.
Furiosa here.
Furiosa.
I doubt it's on your list.
Furiosa is 34 on my list. So in the middle. Not bad.
Yeah, the story wasn't anything to write home about. But I'll always enjoy watching crazy guys throwing spears at people on cars and them tumbling out and flying on trucks and all that kind of stuff. And you can see it, it's not shaky cam, any of that. I liked it. That's
cool.
about it.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Didn't love it. I thought the plot was kind of dumb, but there was some good parts about it. It's definitely middle of the road. Definitely middle of the Fury Road for sure. So it's okay. I mean, I didn't hate the movie. I like her. I like Hemsworth. It's fine. I mean, there's definitely good parts about it, but it's also weird and stuff. So
yeah. Again, it's kind of another one of those like more epic movies that I just feel like doesn't really cross the line for me either. I agree.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, my number 5 is The Wild Robot. So we could talk about The Wild Robot now. I enjoyed the heck out of that movie. I thought the movie was good. There's definitely like an 8 for me.
So does that mean this Robot Dreams is higher?
Robot Dreams is higher. Yes, Robot Dreams is higher. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I told you Robot Dreams was my favorite.
So it's
higher.
I agree. Yeah, so I'm fact checking. Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 is The Wild Robot. You had it at 7, I believe. Yes. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
The fact that the song from The Wild Robot couldn't get an Oscar nomination for Best Song, and Emilia Perez has 2 Best Song nominations that's crazy to me. So there you go.
It's crazy to you, but I'm sure the Oscars are rigged as much as everything else. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, will. I like The Wild Robot. It's a good movie. Another movie with Lupita there. It's a good movie. There's not just the animation I liked, the plot I liked, the voice acting was good. Just all good stuff. I mean, there's nothing I didn't really have any maybe the third act wasn't that interesting. That's the only reason it gave it a little.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it went a little long in the tooth in the third act, but I thought the beginning part was quite good. But
yeah. So that's my number 5. What's your number 4?
My number 4, which I had to correct myself. I did have a kids movie higher. Is Sonic 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and I have that at 15. So I did enjoy that movie. I thought it was good.
I just messed up my list. I have Sonic.
What?
I have it higher.
Sonic 3?
I have Fall Guy at 4. Yeah, Sonic 3 is at 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fall Guy? Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Fall Guy.
I don't think you have. Do you have either of those in your top 10?
Fall Guy? I already told you Sonic is 15, so.
Okay.
Fall Guy is what? Sorry.
No, go ahead. What is it
Fall
at?
Guy is 32. So it's in
Yeah.
the middle. I mean, I liked it. There's good action in it. Fall Guy is hard for me because that movie has kind of moved around. I like Ryan Gosling. I thought it was funny, but it's a little long. Emily Blunt is a knock against it because I don't think they had good chemistry.
I agree. Yeah.
And them fighting wasn't funny and went too long. But yeah, there's good parts about it. It's definitely middle of the road. That is a movie that has gone up and down. I don't even know if 32 would be my like final placement for it. I'd probably readjust it, but I was only kind of readjusting my top 10, top 15
Yeah, no, that's
for
fair.
this.
Yeah.
So it probably would go up because I already have I would say probably as high as it could jump from like 32 to like a 25 range, anywhere in there. I did like the movie. I thought the movie was good and I had a good time seeing the movie. But it wouldn't even sniff my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was. That's my bad giving you the wrong order. Basically, talking about two movies here. So,
yeah, but I mean, Sonic isn't bad either.
yeah, that's my number 3. So you got to do 2 of them now.
My number 4 is Robot Dreams.
Okay.
This is where
you talked about that one a little bit.
The top 4 here, I would give 9 or 10 to. So.
Okay. You're saying rating wise. Gotcha.
Yeah, these are only like good to great movies here. Yeah, number 4 is Robot Dreams. I've talked about this movie. It's a very good movie. There's usually I usually have an animated movie or like a family movie that just kind of comes out of nowhere and kind of knocks me on my ass, and this was it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but like Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I loved that movie, and I think everyone should check that movie out. It's a really good movie. This one was one. It got nominated last year for animated feature, and I was like, well, check this out. And I just checked it out, and it was good. Like, it's a really good movie. So, yeah, that's a good movie. And that's my number 4. Well, I mean, I think this is going to be on your list. So it's Deadpool and Wolverine is my number 3.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
And your number 3 is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at 3 there. I
don't know if we need to say anything. It was funny.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's funny. So. Carries it. Yeah.
Yep.
Good movie.
Good movie. All right. Well, let's hit me with number 2.
My number 2 is Dune 2.
Going from not liking the first one to having Dune 2 as number 2 is funny to me.
Yeah.
Part 2.
I mean, this one was pretty much everything I wanted out of the first one. I wanted more Zendaya. I wanted better action scenes. And then I loved their, romance. And I thought the villain was a little lackluster, but not like terrible. And then obviously
it's the same guy. I mean,
yeah, it's the same guy. I'm also was kind of including what's his head,
Austin Butler.
The other, yeah, I was also including him in that. I that helped is what I'm saying. The other guy was just kind of your emperor type of dude. Yeah, I thought it was a solid movie. I thought the one scene where they're like taking out one of the spice things was a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I thought it was good.
Yeah, that was my number 6, Dune 2.
Yeah. The only thing I would have wanted more was actually more length in the movie to show like the battle sequence that they didn't show at the
end. That was really my only problem is the battle sequence was lame, but his movie, he's not really an action guy. So,
Yeah.
you know, but I mean, he makes great movies. I mean,
I get that. Hire somebody that can do action,
I don't
and
think it's
that can
I don't
easily become my number
I don't
one.
even think it's about that he can't do it. I think is that he chose not to. Uh,
Yeah,
he likes the character stuff.
the character building.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he does any of that bad. I don't know. For me to get more out of it, I would want more action.
Yeah.
That's why
Well, of
it's not
course, yeah.
number one.
That's your thing.
Yeah,
So, um,
it's
uh,
also an action movie, pretty much. Like it's the definition of a sci-fi action, I would say. So
my number 2 is Wicked. Um, so,
yeah, we've talked about it quite a bit already. What do you got to say?
movie rocks.
Cool.
I mean, I saw it 3 times. Uh,
Yeah.
so I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's super entertaining. It was very well made. It's a good actual adaptation of a musical. Like it's not, and it doesn't cut anything out. None of the songs are gone. None of the plot is gone. They added, and the stuff that they added was good. Yeah, it is a little long, but I mean, I enjoyed it, so I had no problem with the length, of course. But nobody that I've talked to has said the movie is bad. Like, genuinely said it was bad. Like, they could say, "Oh, it's not for me," or I wasn't like, but no one said it was bad, like quality bad. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I was, so that's good. Wicked is my number 2. Um, Dune 2 is your number 2. So I'm gonna guess your number 1 is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now Deadpool and Wolverine the Wicked went back and forth for 2 and
Interchangeable.
3, but I ended up going with Wicked just because Deadpool and Wolverine I was more thinking about it during it, and Wicked I was just enjoying it the whole time. So um, there was more like wow moments in Wicked for me than Deadpool and Wolverine, even though I like Wolverine and Blade and
Mm-hmm.
Gambit with his goofy accent. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think just Wicked, it just hits me better. But I also don't have like super nostalgia for Deadpool. I mean, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a musical. So I mean, um,
Yeah.
but
I'm not gonna say too much on Deadpool. I think they nailed it. I mean, I liked everything about it. The action was really good. I think it had one of the best action movies of Marvel in a long time.
mhm, mhm.
Um, the comedy was absolutely hilarious. Nothing really felt too flat for me. Maybe the
Villain.
the villain. Um, but I mean,
Actually, 2 villains.
yeah, but they're not. They're barely part of the movie in my eyes. It's not what I remember about the movie. I remember the comedy, and I remember Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, the
So
nostalgia I have, I would say like I liked the nostalgia was better for me in the Spider-Man, but I mean, it's just I like the movie. It like I said, it's like a 9. So, I mean, the enjoyment factor was high for that movie for me. I like
yeah,
Deadpool, I like Wolverine, I like the X-Men. So, yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie.
yeah.
I saw it more than once.
What's your number one?
My number 1 is Ghostlight. Um,
Okay.
uh, now I don't recognize literally. There was only one lady I recognized in the whole movie. And that's what helped. It felt real. The characters were so well done. Uh, like this movie is like a 10 movie for me. Um, he, he's going through stuff and he He's a construction worker, and he stumbles into a community theater doing a production of Romeo and Juliet. And then he joins and learns stuff about himself doing that. There's 2 movies this year about the power of theater, and this one was by far the better one. It's a really good movie.
I believe you. This is it's reminding me of last year where you said the other movie that was your number 1 was really good, and I found it utterly boring.
The Holdovers is different. This one is like so like that you don't recognize any of the people in this movie, Andrew. So I think you could.
I don't recognize any of the other people.
You know who Paul Giamatti is. You've seen him before.
So I don't need it's. I know him. It's not like I didn't buy him as a teacher or something. It just was a boring movie.
I think this isn't this.
Maybe I'll give this one a try. That's a huge maybe. The power of theater don't do anything to me.
Me and Dad thought it was the best movie, and Dad's not like Mr. Theater Man either.
And he thought that movie that you said last year was also the best movie.
No,
he liked it though.
He did, but it wasn't his best movie.
Okay, so
he thought the best movie last year was Godzilla -1. So
Okay. Yeah, we both know Dad has past taste. That's true.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
it doesn't help you.
I would say, watch the whole movie.
No, if I'm bored, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing.
Okay, whatever. Well, you're stupid. It's okay. This was the best movie. If I was nominating Best Picture, which my 5 would be Sing Sing, Robot Dreams, Dune Part 2, Wicked, and Ghostlight, and my winner would be Ghostlight for obvious reasons. It's my number 1 movie of the year. If I was the Academy, those would be my 5. And that would be based on enjoyment plus actual craft. I thought this movie was really good. I think anybody should check this movie out because it was good and everyone was good in it. And Andrew's number 1 is Deadpool and Wolverine. So, based on mine and Andrew's, whatever the highest ranked one is between the two of us would be the number 1 movie, which would be our best movie, and that is Deadpool Wolverine. I have it at 3. He has it at 1. So, usually we kind of coalesce on something. Last year it was Mission Impossible. Yes?
Yeah. And then the year prior would have been
Everywhere All at Once. That's right. I mean, we usually have one movie that kind of works for both of us, and this year was Deadpool and Wolverine, which is not a surprise, to be honest, because it didn't suck. So,
this year it'll probably be a repeat of last year. It'll probably be Mission Impossible.
But we did like Dune. We did like Wild Robot.
Dune came close. Yeah,
we did like Wild Robot.
Honestly, I thought Wild Robot was okay, but it did make my top 10.
I mean, I'm putting Wicked as your number 10, so Wicked is both.
Okay, yeah, we bonded on Wicked. I thought it was amazing. Hey, oh my gosh, it stuck to the source material so well. Every song was in the thing.
Even if you don't have it in your 10, you have it as an honorable mention. So you did like the movie, and you saw quite a few movies. You saw over 40 movies at least this year.
That shows you how bad the year was.
No. You're just weird, and you only go, if it has action in it, I can only qualify it.
But, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, movie of the year is Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I think that was everything. I think that was all the awards we have, and we went through our top 10 here.
All right.
That's all our dandies for the year. I don't even know if I said that the whole show, but
I don't think so. This is the Dandy Awards. Welcome to it.
These were the Dandy Awards. top.
If you got this far, this is called the Dandies.
Yeah, the Dandies. The best and worst of 2024, our 100th episode. I'm certain we're going to do another 100, Andrew. We're going to, in a couple years, we'll be back for number 200.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Big deal there.
Well, if you learned anything from this episode, is that theater can solve all. And that's the only thing you must know.
I mean, movies are just film theater. So, yeah, it can. And it will, damn it.
All right. I think that wraps up our episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show.